everybody. Welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. Hope everyone's doing well. You guys, my gosh, it is so hot. It is so stinking hot. It has been over 100 degrees pretty much every single day the past feels like 4 days maybe. So hot, so bright. So I try to come out here and try to water everything on the property, which is a lot of stuff. So we try to get out here super early in the morning, like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and we start watering everything because we don't have a lot of irrigation in the front of the house. We just have irrigation here in the big garden, which, my God, wasn't always like that. And so, I have to make sure that the animals all have water, that they have some cooling area where they can go and get away. So our chickens have a little waiting area for getting away from the heat. And our goats, our dairy goats, they go inside the barn. We have one stall with the fan and then one stall that doesn't have a fan, but stays fairly cool because we have decomposed granite on the ground in their stall. So it stays pretty cool in there, and they usually like to stay in there. And plus we have a little crosswind. Thank gosh today we do have a little bit of wind. But you guys, I wanted to give you a tour of the garden and how it's looking and what is happening in the garden. And you guys, it is so hot. So I've been out here harvesting a bunch of things, which I need to go inside and get it into a cool area. So I harvested a bunch of cucumbers, some beans, and I have a vole problem. There is a vole in my bean garden eating my garden beans, which is a big bummer. But I do have a bunch that I have saved up that I do need to blanch and freeze so that way we can use them in dishes. So that's what I'm going to do. I haven't canned my green beans yet, and I haven't pickled any green beans yet because I feel that um, I haven't picked enough. Like I don't have enough plants to do that. So I feel like next year, because we eat so many beans and we cook with all beans in a lot of dishes. I try to cook fresh in the summertime, so whatever we have in the garden, that's what I try to utilize in the kitchen. And right now we have a ton of zucchini, and my goal is I have some huge zucchinis in the little zucchini patch that I need to harvest, but I don't have any space inside the house, you guys. It is like loaded. So let me just go through. It is hot, so I'm going to run through this really fast and show you what is happening in this heat in the garden and what is growing, and then we can get inside because, yeah, it's only about 1:30 and it's freaking miserable. All right, so let me just show you what I've harvested so far. Right here we have some onions and some garlic, and I did plant my garlic in those tin beds right over here. And I also planted it with, Thai basil and some lavender and things like that. So they didn't do too good. They're kind of puny. Some of the onion heads were pretty good, but some of them are a little bit small, and some of the garlics didn't really. No, this is onion, I think. But some of the garlics, no, I think that's garlic. Yeah, some of the garlics didn't really bulb up really big. So I don't think I'm going to do that again. If I'm going to plant them in a container, I'm going to plant them by themselves. But I did braid some, and I put them right there on the tree. Do you see that, to hang to dry? They're kind of cute. So yeah, I did do that. I was thinking about doing the same with the rest of the onions, is hanging them to dry. So here are all the things that I've harvested. Here are all the pickles. I'm going to pickle a majority of these, but we're going to eat a majority of them fresh. And then here are some beans. I didn't realize when I brought this bucket out that it had a hole in it. So I put some cold water in there so they don't get all flimsy and like wonky and stuff. Because if you don't keep them cool, they will kind of get kind of flimsy. So here we have some eggplant that I just harvested and some tomatoes. And while this basket was in the sun, while I was harvesting the tomatoes, the eggplant, I mean, the tomatoes started blistering. Look at that. And the skin started just coming right off of it. That's how hot it is. Stinking hot. All right, so now let me go ahead and show you what is happening in the garden and how my summer garden is looking in this heat. All right, so here we have our zucchini. And our zucchini, you can tell it's looking a little sad, But that's just because it's so hot, you guys. And that's why it's looking the way it's looking. But we have been harvesting so much zucchini. Like, I still have a ton of zucchini in here that I could be harvesting. And we just have so much zucchini. So I am so pleased with the variety. Now, the yellow zucchini, I don't know. It just doesn't look too good. And I've only fertilized it a handful of times. So I feel like it could use another round of fertilizer. But I try not to fertilize it when it gets too warm, because I don't know that much about the fertilizer, but what I've known is that if you fertilize it in the heat or when it gets too hot, it could burn the roots. So I try to fertilize early in the morning or really late at night when the sun's down. But that is how the garden is, or the zucchini is looking. Sad, but it's still producing. Now over here we have our beans, and we have been harvesting beans, but you guys, in this bean patch right here, this one has some voles. There's some voles that are eating my beans, and we have these little black bugs. Do you see that? There's a little black bug on there. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to take a picture of it. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to take a picture of one. There's a bunch of them, but they're just like eating the plants, and I think they're poisoning the plant. Plus the voles are eating them. All the beans. There's a section of beans right here in the center that there's some holes, and the voles have been munching down on my little bean patch, which is a real bummer. So I try to get out here and try to harvest as many beans as possible before the voles get them. But this is how the bean patch is looking. It's looking good. I mean, I'm not complaining. I did harvest quite a few from them, so it's still looking good. But let me show you the watermelons. But first, let me show you these garden beds. These are some metal garden beds. Now, I do have to water them every single day, at least sometimes 2, 3 times a day, especially when it's over 100 degrees. But this is some Thai basil that self-seeded itself, doing phenomenal. We have some lavender that I've been collecting the seeds from. When they turn into these little pods, I collect the seeds from them. And then we have some more lavender. We have some strawberry. And this one, we have a self-seeding tomato plant that just self-seeded itself. I just kind of let it go, along with some Thai basil that just came up by itself, and lavender that I planted. So beautiful. Now, over here, we have a ton of watermelon. We have a bunch of watermelon, you guys. My first time ever growing watermelon. And let me see. It's always when you, oh, there's one. Look at that. So I have a couple of them in here. We got one over there, have one on the other side, and we have a pumpkin plant, some sort of squash plant in here. So I cannot wait to see how many pumpkins we're going to get out of this little pumpkin patch. I mean, not pumpkin patch, but this little watermelon bed. I'm so excited. Now off to the cucumbers. Now here we have some cucumbers. I had to look at the variety. I did not write them down, but I saw the seeds just the other day. There's Something Munchers by Botanical Interest, and they are doing so well. I really enjoyed this one. This one is definitely not bitter in any way. The skin is really thin, and I've been using them for pickling and just eating fresh. And yeah, I love it. So I'm really enjoying this variety, and I have no complaints with it. And so far, the bugs, just those little black bugs, have been bothering it, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this variety. And I see one that's ready to go. And you can pickle them. You could not pickle them, but you could pick them small, or pickle them small like this, or get them a little longer. I try not to get them too thick, because when I get them too thick, then the seeds are a little bit too big, but they're still delicious. So I'm really happy with this variety. We have so many pollinators out here, you guys, but this is amazing. Yeah, and they're trellising over this masonry ladder that I got at Home Depot, which is perfect. So that's how the cucumbers are doing. Fantastic. Now let's go off to the Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes. But first, this is my lemongrass. So my lemongrass, I did not trim it, and it was getting out of control. And so I did trim it up a little bit, which is the wrong season to do it. But I need to go through and I need to pick out all the dead stuff, just so that way we can you know, harvest the good lemongrass and just so we can clean it up. But that's how the lemongrass is doing. I'm still harvesting lemongrass and we still are making soups and teas and all that good stuff with it. And I'm super pleased with it, but it does need a nice cleanup. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just sweating up a storm. I don't know if you can see that. So this behind me is the Jerusalem artichokes. You guys, I don't think people talk enough about this Jerusalem artichoke. This just Jerusalem artichoke, also known as sunchokes, are amazing. I'm going to put my sunglasses on because it's so bright out here. All right, so these sunchokes are amazing. So they're supposed to be good for your gut health, but they are so prolific that if you grow this, do not grow it in the ground. Grow it in a container because it'll definitely take over the whole entire garden bed. But if you ferment them correctly, it's supposed to be really good for your gut health. They're super delicious. They have a good, what is it? Stable, what do they call it, when you can store them on the shelf for long periods of time. So yeah, you can store them for long periods of time. And I think we just opened our one batch that I did about a year ago. Still crunchy, still delicious. And yeah, you can eat it with soup, sandwiches, by itself. Really tasty, super easy to grow, and really easy to make a brine and ferment. But it does take a little while because you want to a, make a salt brine so you could release the gases, because that's what's really going to hurt your gut if you don't release those gases when you put them in your whatever forever brine. So there's the Jerusalem artichoke, still doing good. I did miss there, some of it's kind of dry because what happened is I missed a watering and I didn't realize it, and that's what happened. Yeah, but it's back on track and everything's looking fantastic right now. Over here we have peppers, a bunch of peppers, so many different peppers. We have bell peppers. We have some really big peppers, like really long ones. We have these little short stubby peppers. Let me show you. Like these little guys. And I'm going to make some of the sweet chili sauce. We have these kind of peppers. Oh, those are pretty, kind of variegated. Yeah, so many different kinds. I don't know if some of them are spicy. We have this variegated pepper right here. So many different variety of peppers in here that are doing fantastic. There's a pepper in here. I have some Thai chilies. Oh, look at these guys. These guys are so big. Looking really good. It's hot out here, guys. I'm sorry that if you see my shadow. But yeah, everything's looking really good in this garden bed. And then I have those tomatoes. Let me show you those tomatoes. Oh, the tomatoes, you guys. These are some tomato seedlings that I just popped in here, and they're doing so good. They're not quite trellising all the way, but I'm happy with as far as they've gotten. Look at that. That's as far as anything has gotten. So I have two different types. I have some kind of beef steak right here, and I have these Roma tomatoes. And as far as them growing, they're actually not too bad. I mean, just a little leaf, you know, dry leaves. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, especially with how hot it's been. So these tomatoes are doing really good. Do I think they're going to trellis all the way over the top? No. No, I don't. I wish they would, but I don't think so. Um, but other than that, I'm happy with them. I haven't harvested any fruit off of them quite yet, but you can see we have a ton of tomatoes on there that are going to be ready to harvest sometime soon. So I cannot wait. And you guys, I have not started any fall seeds, but it is time to start some fall seeds. And they're going to germinate super fast. So, because it's been so hot, especially in our zone, if it's hot like this, my experience is that things germinate super fast. Like you don't even have to put your little seed trays inside. You could just leave them outside and they'll be just fine. But yeah, so let me go off to the next garden bed, which in this garden bed, yeah, when you see it, yeah, I'll show you. But before I show you that other garden bed, I forgot the potatoes. Here we have some potatoes. This is my little potato patch. And I just pick the potatoes when I want to eat them. Some of them are big, some of them are small. But yeah, that's what I do. And it seems to be working pretty good for us. We have a very long growing season. And yeah, things tend to grow here very well all year round in Zone 9, if I haven't mentioned that. But yeah, that's how this garden bed is doing. The only thing is, if you don't water it, things will die. Things will die if you don't water it. So you definitely had to keep on top of the watering. I had to make sure I was recording. So everything so far, these are some plants that I need to go out to the job site. I did trim some of them back because they were looking pretty sad. And I need to take my barrel. Oh my God, my new buggy, you guys, but it's not going to stay here. I got a new buggy. All right, so here in this garden bed, let me show you. I'm kind of letting the beans die out because I'm going to collect the seed pods. But this is how the beans are doing. See, some of them are drying out right here. Yeah, they gave me plenty of beans, and I still have a ton of them that I need to freeze. And I'm so happy with this selection of beans. But yeah, this is what happens once they're done growing their beans. Yeah, they die out, and it's time to plant something else. So I might clean out this bed. This garden bed is not that bad as far as weeds go. So I might just plant in this one, put some garlic or some onions in this garden bed. But on the other side, we have our tomatoes. So let me share with you how the tomatoes are going. Get in the shade here. All right, so our tomatoes, you guys, this is our rainbow blend. This rainbow blend is amazing, but it's really it's really good. They grow a ton. I mean, it grows a ton of tomatoes, but I want them a little bigger. And they're sweet. They look like they're just small little tomatoes, good little bite size. Not quite cherry tomatoes, not quite beefsteak, but a nice little bite sized tomato. And I do like it, but I don't think I'm going to grow it again. I think I'd rather have the Roma tomatoes, especially for like stewing and canning and things like that. And then just keep the sun golds for snacking, or just a couple of cherry tomatoes for snacking and things. So yeah, this is how this one's doing. I do like it though. It is nice. It's called the Rainbow Blend, and I believe it's by Gurney's, and it's really nice. And then let me show you how the other ones are doing. All right, here on the other side of the Rainbow Blend, I have some Midnight Snack. And the Midnight Snack is actually pretty good. I can take off my sunglasses now that we're in the shade. It's actually not bad. I really like it, and I do like the variety that it adds to the little, you know, the cherry tomato basket, which is really nice. So, and it looks really cool. Let me show you. There, do you see that? It looks really cool, and I really like the way it looks. So I'm definitely going to have this rainbow blend. Oh no, not the rainbow blend. This is a Midnight Snack by Gurney's. Again, I'm definitely going to grow that again. I really like it. But yeah, all the plants are kind of struggling right now because it is so hot. So it's kind of towards the end of the season, you know, July, August. We're in the beginning of August. My gosh, so many things have. We had our 11-year anniversary, you guys. I can't believe I'm been married for 11 years. That is so weird. And it's hard. I don't even keep track of it. John always keeps track of it. And I always try to beat him to, you know, the day of. I always forget our anniversary. I even put it on the calendar. I even put it on the calendar, and I always forget. So, yeah. And I buy a card and everything. I have it ready to go. But this year, he beat me to the punch. And yeah, we've been together married for 11 years, together for 16. That's a long time, but going good. So yeah, we're just busy working. You know, being married for that long is hard. No one tells you it's work. It's work. But as long as you have a good partner that wants to listen to you, things are smooth sailing. So let's see. That's how, I don't even know how I got sidetracked with that, but that's how the cherry tomatoes are doing. Let's go off to the eggplant. All right, so here we have our eggplant, and it's doing fantastic. Now, I did buy a lot of this eggplant from the store. I think I might have planted one, maybe from seed. I feel like maybe. I'm not too sure. But a majority of this I did buy the plants from the store, and it's doing fantastic. And what I've been doing with this eggplant is just making a dip. That's pretty much it. I've just been making a kind of a Middle Eastern dip that's super delicious, and we don't freeze it. We just kind of eat it fresh, and yeah, that's what I've been doing with the eggplant. Super good. But my gosh, you guys, there's so many wasps out here, and I'm getting so scared because I have been bit 5 times already this season with wasps. Just picking, harvesting, doing stuff, and then just get bit. So yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the wasp. So now let's go on to the other side to show you what other tomatoes are growing. All right, so over here in this garden bed, we have a bunch of beefsteak tomatoes that are doing super good. These are the Ace 55s, and they're doing so fantastic, you guys. I haven't really harvested that many, but a lot of them did split, which is a big bummer. But for the most part, yeah, I've been really enjoying them. So they're super prolific. I just can't wait to harvest a bunch of them. I feel like a bunch of them are going to ripen up at the same time. But this is how this garden bed is doing. Super good. I mean, it's just hot. That's why the leaves are looking, you know, wilted. It's kind of that season. But let me show you this other garden bed that I'm kind of ashamed of. But you know, it is August, and so yeah, it's part of the growing season. Now over here we have the end of the season cucumber. These cucumbers, I do need to pull them out. They're just looking really sad. It's pretty much done, and I didn't really care for these cucumbers because they're super bitter. But let me go ahead and show you the sun gold that I do like. All right, here we have our sun golds, you guys, that are doing so good. They're still giving a ton of fruit. We're still harvesting a bunch of them. So sweet, so sweet. But we have a ton of them still. So we're still eating them fresh, and I love them. And then on the other side, we have these ugly Brussels sprouts that I'm never going to grow in a garden bed again. And I should cut them down, but they are they're letting the aphids eat them up. The aphids are attracted to this one, so they're not attacking any of my other plants in the garden bed. But I think I'm going to cut them back when I cut down everything else because it's time. And then over here, I just have some Misfits, some Roma tomatoes, and some of these. This is a seedling that I had left over of the, what is it, Rainbow, no, Midnight Snack. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Have like some wheelbarrows, some smorgasbord of stuff. Just everything's just dying out, but looking good still. Oh, look at my new buggy, you guys. It's not going to stay here. I wish it would, but it's not. It's going to a job site um, where I water the containers at. But it's going to be so nice to be able to have a buggy that's going to work properly and not break down on me, or not have flat tires, or not keep a charge, or not have emergency brakes, or not have headlights. You know, all those good things that you like to have on a buggy. Yeah, this one has. I mean, it definitely cost a pretty penny, but it's, yeah, I'm going to have to work really hard to pay it off. So, but I'm super happy with it, and it's going to make life a lot easier at the job site for whoever I hire and for myself when we're doing jobs at one of the shopping centers. So that's going to be awesome. So that is what is happening in the garden, and plus we have these beds right here. These, I have a mint bed, I have a Thai basil bed that's all self-seeded. The mint bed, I just been harvesting the mint and using it to make a simple syrup, which I'm gonna do some of that. I just totally forgot about it. But yeah, everything in the garden is doing really good, you guys. It's just hot. That's all. My number one complaint is the heat. But other than that, everything's growing, everything's flourishing. Um, the animals are doing super good in the chicken coop. Oh, sorry, I got a little winded because it's kind of hot. In the chicken coop, I have a little, like a little water sprinkler in there, and the chickens have been waiting around. But I kind of open up the chicken coop early when it's super hot like this, so they can just get out of the chicken coop and just go near the pond, or just go somewhere where they feel it's nice and cool for them. But that is what's happening, you guys. I'm gonna get inside before I melt out here. I can just see my skin is just sweating to death. It's crying. It's crying right now. The sweat, that's what it is. A bunch of tears coming through my pores. So I'm going to head on inside, you guys. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening. I just ate a bug in the farm, on in the garden. Everything's growing, but slowly, and yeah, doing good. So take care, be safe. Hope everyone's staying cool out there. Drink lots of water. Try to get into some shade if you can. And usually I'm not out in the heat, but today I needed to get some chores done, like a lot of chores done today outside. And it's just, you know, part of part of working outside, part of having a garden, part of having some property. You just can't be inside all day long. If you have property, you definitely have to be, there's something outside that you need to be doing. Something. Either some fencing. I mean, I don't know. I see some people that they stay inside all day long and they have some property. So I don't know. I guess it's just what you choose. I choose to I like being outside. All right, so there you have it. Little garden tour. I did a milking session the other night, and it was just a quick milking session of me milking. But I do want to do a little sit down and what I've learned about milking. So if it's not super hot, I've been milking at night because it's just miserable when the sun's up. So if it's not too late and I feel up to it, then maybe I'll bring you along for a milking session tonight, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of having a milk goat. All right, so take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. You guys, it's been a little while since I've done a milking session with you guys. Yeah, it's I think the first few times when we first got Rose Strawberry, I was milking her and I was only getting maybe a small little jar. Things have changed. Things have changed. So we have a routine. And lately it's been so stinking hot, you guys. It's been, my gosh, today I felt like it was over 100 degrees. It's probably like in the high 90s, but it has been so warm and so uncomfortable to milk. So what I do is I wait until evening time when the sun goes down to milk, because the sun beats down on this wall and it's so hot. So what I do first is I wash their udders really good. Um, Sometimes I feel like might be a little excessive, but I like to make it where when I wipe their udders with the towel, after I get done washing it, it doesn't come out dirty. So that's what I do. If it comes out dirty, then I clean it one more time and then make sure that I get all of the dirt off their udders to make sure we have a really clean, milking process. That usually does it. But I do need to shave their udders too. That's coming up, and I do need to give them a pedicure. They do need their hooves trimmed also. So now I put a little bit of some kind of like an udder cream. It's like this is what is it called? It's like an ointment, like an Aquaphor, kind of something like that. And it just makes it easier to milk when I milk. These are all the things that I have learned over time milking. And then I squeeze out the first little bit to make sure nothing's clogged up. Usually I have a little container to catch the milk, but I forgot it. And then off we go. You guys, I have learned so much having a milk goat. Now, number one, you have to do it all the time. If you want a milk goat, you're always milking. You have to. Now, in the beginning, I was milking twice a day. I was getting 2 gallons a day, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then found out I could stop milking one session. I could stop milking the morning session or the evening session, whatever session that I wanted. But because I went to work really early in the morning, I decided to cut out the morning session and just milk in the evening. The only problem is the evening is so warm. So usually I could fill up this whole container, and the trick is to finish milking before she finished eating. That is the trick. And let me tell you, this is some strength for your forearms. And my arms get so tired, and then I have to go milk Rosemary afterwards. But I get a gallon every night. So usually I come out here. I try to get out here if it's not hot around 7 o'clock. But right now it's probably like about 9. I came out here about 8:45, started doing all the work around the farm because it's, gosh, you guys, it is so hot. The sun is brutal. The sun is brutal. And it is not does not get cool until the sun goes down, that's for sure. So now we do this milking process every night. And yesterday I made some cheese, and it was so good. It's kind of like that, like a Mexican cheese, like a Mexican queso, Mexican cheese. And it's actually pretty good. It's really light, mild in flavor, super easy to make. And I made it into a round, kind of a wheel shape, my first one. You guys, I think I need to build another milking stand, just a little bit taller. This one's actually good for me. It's not too bad. I kind of like kneeling down like this, but for when people come and milk, I think it's too short for them. I mean, it's good for the girls. The girls kind of like it, but I think it's time because this is the first milking stand that I built, and it's doing the job, but I feel I could build a better one now that I have some cutting tools. So things I have learned with having milk goats. Well, you got to learn how to milk or it's going to take you forever and you're going to really not like it. And you have to get to know your goats. Every goat is different. And so some goats like to be the leader. Some goats, Strawberry is the leader. So she gets milked first. And once you get into a routine, they're very smart. Like, see, she knows. She's like, I'm out of food, guys. And you just have to be on top of it. She'll start kicking her feet like this because she wants more food. But you just have to be on top of it because she will get her foot into the bucket. So let's make quick of this one. Usually I can milk her out just with one, just one food bucket and not have to put anything else in. But this time, because I brought you along with me, I kind of gave her food bucket a little bit early. Okay, girl, almost done. Let me get this in a little bit. And so what you want to do is you want to milk out until her little teats go a little flimsy. And then that's how you know you're done milking. So I milk them out at night because I figure it must be uncomfortable to sleep with full udders. So I try to milk them out at night just so that way, they're laying on them. You get nice and comfortable. And yeah, I could pretty much change it at any time though. If I want to change it in the morning, I can do that. All right, so there you go. She's all ready to go. Done. So got a little bit over 2 liters. Now I have this towel right here that I place over the top of my little, I should use a little shower cap over my little water jug because I don't want anything to get inside. So now she's finished milking, so we're going to release her and then she's going to go out and then we're going to bring Rosemary in. And usually it goes pretty smoothly, so let's see how smooth this one goes. Right, your turn. You ready to go outside? They have the routines. All right, go ahead, get up there. There we go. And then I put a little fly mosquito spray. A lot of people, they use organic stuff. I just buy the one from the feed store because it works the best because the mosquitoes out here are vicious and so are the flies. But right now, because I keep their stall fairly clean, we don't have a really big fly problem. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself. But yeah, it's been pretty mild. All right, so now she's all ready to go. I put the fly spray on her and the mosquito spray because mosquitoes are vicious, you guys. Okay, let me go grab her food bucket because she's like, where's my food bucket? Okay. Here we go. She's so cute. She wags her tail when food comes. With Miss Rosemary, because she has an uneven udder, she has one udder that's bigger and one udder that's smaller. She's a little bit more difficult to milk. So you had to do the small udder first and then the big udder. And the reason why her udders are that way, it's because the first time she had her kids, the kids favored one udder and it kind of just exploded, I guess, this side. So that's what happened. And so she has one little udder. But you'd be surprised that the little udder produces quite a bit of milk. All right, so we want to get it really nice and clean. It's just nice, warm, soapy water. I kind of put it a little bit hotter than what people can handle just because, you know, I come out here and it's cooler out. But so there you go. Let me just do it one more time just to be on the safe side. I usually like to give them a really good cleaning. I know it might be overboard, but you know, they're rolling around in the dirt all day long. And I'm here milking them. So yeah. There we go. Nice and clean, girls. Right. I've kind of fixed up their little pen a little bit. I added a fan, added an extra light right here because it was super dark. So now I want to get my milking can ready. So you guys, I have definitely upped my game. I got a milking can now. I have this milking jug, which makes it really easy to get the milk in there. Yeah, I have my system down now. So same thing, you want to just squirt out that little first bit. Sometimes when it gets all wonky like that, that means there's something must be stuck on that little nipple. So I like to give it a good cleaning, really good. And then just clean it off. You know, girl. There we go. And then I check it again. Okay. Usually I put it into a bowl because then it'll keep the floor clean, but I forgot this one, you guys. But I'll wash off the floor after we get done milking. So, yep, I just go through just like this. Let me go ahead and put this towel down on there just so I can put my bucket. There we go. This one I had to really get in and personal with her because it's so tiny. I'm gonna have small hands. But Rosemary likes to kick, so that's another thing. You have to worry about what kind of temperament the goats have when you do get them. Are they going to be kickers? Are they good milkers? Or are you going to really have to work with them? I actually, these girls, they were okay at milking. They were fair goats, so they would go to shows and things like that. And they were used to people milking them, but as far as being a milk animal, I don't think they were used to that. They've never been milked as much as I have milked them. They've only been milked for shows and things like that, for fair. So we're definitely using them for what they're not bred for, but for what we're using, you know, for what we want. A few things I've learned with having a milk goat is, number one, you have to have a milk stand. Not everyone needs a milk stand, but for me, it's definitely been a game changer. It's been easy to, they have a routine, they know their place, and because Strawberry is the leader of the pack, then yeah, they just kind of fall right into place. If you have a milk goat, you have to be prepared to milk every single day. Every single day. I kind of knew that, but I didn't realize how difficult it would be to find someone to help milk, especially if you want to take a little bit of a break. Second, you don't have to milk every morning and every night. You could pick and choose. So I choose to milk at night because in the morning times I get up early to go to work and I cannot milk early in the morning. I wish I could, but yeah. So I usually do it at night. Plus, I feel like the moms kind of like it. They don't have to sleep on their full udders and things like that. So that's why I prefer to milk at night. But lately, it's been over 100 degrees. And so it has been so warm, you guys. And it's coming. Like the heat, the 100-degree weather in a row. We're supposed to have triple digits in a row. It's coming. I think it's going to be here within the next couple days, so it's going to be miserable. And yeah, so I milk it in the evening time when the sun goes down because the sun beats on this wall and it makes it really uncomfortable to milk. And it's just so hot because there's no air flowing through the barn. Like there's no breeze. Even though I have a fan here, yeah, it's still hot as hot. So every time you want milk, you have to breed them. And last year, was it last year? Yeah. So last year we bred them, and it was our first year ever having to deal with kids, raising kids, watching them be born, and then learning all about lessons learned, debudding, castrating, those kinds of things. Oh, that was a close one. She almost got her foot in the bucket. And yeah, so we learned a lot about that, and you have to sell them. You can't just keep a bunch of babies, even though they're so cute. So we learned that, and so now I learned that I don't think I'm going to breed them every single time together. I don't think I need to do that. I think I just breed one at a time, and then let one have babies, and then the other, take turns. So that's what we're going to do this time. Rosemary's going to go off to get bred, and then we're going to let Strawberry, not have babies this year. And then, or maybe I think we might have Strawberry go pregnant. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out because Strawberry's babies were so cute. Okay, there you go. All done. Come on. You're all done. Oh, you guys, it's hot. It's still hot. Even the sun's gone down. It's still super hot. All right, so there you have it. Milking session. I think we got about a gallon of milk. in here. She's ready to head on inside. I'll show you how much milk we got. Oh, it's heavy. You see that? No. There you go. Almost 2 gallons. Usually I get about 1.25 gallons. Okay, you ready? Here you go. All right. So there you have it. Milking the girls. Hopefully you enjoy that short little video of me milking some girls out, getting about 2 gallons of milk. So I gotta do a update video on the garden, but it's so stinking hot, you guys. It's like, ooh, it feels like 100 degrees still, and the sun is down. So I'm gonna take this milk inside. We're gonna put it into some jugs, and then hopefully I'll see you tomorrow doing some gardening and some stuff out in the garden.